Hey everybody, it's Acadius, bringing you another episode of Life with Acadius. It's where I tell various stories about myself, life experiences, or things that are relatively interesting, or at least to me they are. So, without much further ado, here we go. So, this topic actually came up when I was talking to a couple of friends of mine, and they suggested that I actually share this with the internets, as it were. And this might explore as to why um, I have a dislike for clowns. And just hear me out, it might make sense. So I was a little kid, and from what I remember, my mother being a single mom, I think at the time, uh, she was. We were living in an apartment, and I think I was 5 years old or something like that. And I remember this one particular night where I was sleeping, and I heard this loud bang, and it almost sounded like somebody falling, and it echoed all through the dark in the bedroom. Now, being a little kid, of course, I'm rather apprehensive of the dark, and so I wake up and just looking around, and I don't know if there was a source of light or whatever, but anyway, um, against the wall is this giant uh, Mr. Clean. Now, anybody who knows cleaning products will know who Mr. Clean is. And if you don't, I suggest that you Google him and hit images, and then you'll see Mr. Clean. He's just this big, bald, white dude wearing a white shirt, and he's just kind of intimidating looking to the child mindset. And so anyway, Mr. Clean, who is easily 20 feet, long, because when I say long, it's because he suddenly appeared on the wall in the bedroom, and he's just staring at me. It's almost as if he fell from an unknown upstairs, and he was being projected onto this bedroom wall, and he's staring at me, and he's glowing. And when I say glowing, I'm talking about these LED veins that were highlighting his features, his eyes, the wrinkle in the forehead, and and it was just and the eyes were just dead. I mean, they had this dead stare to them, and so he's just staring at me, and I just remember freezing up, and I think I said something to the effect of like, "Go away" or "No." Because, me being a little child like that, I wasn't having it. And I said no. And so, as soon as I said no or go away, uh, he vanished for a moment. And he just suddenly, in that vanishing moment from the wall, he kind of swooshed himself over to the bed. My bed. I don't think I was in a crib. I don't know. Are you in a bed or a crib at the age of 5? I don't remember. Anyway, so now he's Mr. Clean is in my bed, and the thing is I'm looking down at him from this point of view, and just picture like if you were ever a child and you're playing with your parents, your mother or your father, and they kind of would be on their back and they hold you up from your chest, so you're looking down at them, and you would do airplane or something like that. That's the way that he was holding me up, and from that, I think I slapped him first, and yes, I slapped Mr. Clean. However, he slapped me back in this weird, lucid dream experience, as it were. So I slap him, and then while still holding me up with his two hands, somehow he slaps me back right in the face. And I remember thinking that it hurt. And then it was like this slap thing, back and forth, back and forth. And again, now obviously he wasn't 20 feet big or tall, whatever. He was this human size at this point, holding me upward. But it was creepy because, you got these dead eyes staring back at you that is got this iridescent glow of a body shell. And, like I said, he's made out of LED colored lighting. And he's just slapping me, holding me up, slapping me, and I'm slapping him back. And I just remember feeling extremely hot and all. And then the rest of him, his uh, the skin itself was turning into like clown coloring or something. It was just the freakiest thing that I can recall. And I don't know what happened to Mr. Clean at that moment where he just vanished. I don't know if I had woken up or, somebody, maybe mother had walked in and to check on me. Something like that. I really don't remember the full end of it. I just remember all this time in my life of remembering that moment where Mr. Clean suddenly fell from the sky, landed on my wall, teleported from the wall into my bed, holding me up by my chest, and then is slapping me across the face. And it was just, it was a slap fight. And from that, maybe that's why I have a fear of clowns. I mean, I don't like clowns. Much like anybody else, they're very unsettling. And and also the thing is, I don't really care for Mr. Clean himself. I see his smug face staring at me from his various products, and I just am constantly reminded of that moment as a child, that nightmare where Mr. Clean slapped me. Now, I know that some people would be like, well, what the hell, Acadius? What was in your freaking bottle or whatever? Hey, I don't know. But I've always had vivid dreams, and that was like one of the first ones that I remembered. But that would be I guess it would constitute as a nightmare, but that pales in comparison to another nightmare I had many years later, but I was still a child, where I thought there was a demon in my room and it had me pinned down. But I'll save that for another story because I didn't want to really drag this one out. So there you go. There is my story of me being slapped by Mr. Clean. So, hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, please slap a like on this video, and I also have some more stories coming, like the first time I ever got drunk. That should be a fun one for you guys. Oh boy. Yeah. Really interesting. So anyway, this is Acadius, and I appreciate you tuning in, and until next time, be kind to one another. Bye.